Usually, there we go. Usually takes a minute. Hi guys, my name's Taylor. I'm a double diamond leader with It Works, and I want to tell you guys how we're boosting volume, getting enrollments, and how I'm utilizing three-way chats. And I'm utilizing them two different ways. I'll go over both. Because before, my whole team was kind of feeling like not fired up would be like probably the nicest way to put it. Enrollments were down, volumes were down. So these are just a couple different things that we did to like get the fire back up, get people enrolling again, not just working again, but enrolling again. So this has been awesome. So the first thing I'm doing, it's kind of like the three-way calls. We're using basically the same script, using Jade scripts that they're using on the calls. But I have a lot of girls on my team where like either their kids are always crazy and they're like, if I get on the phone with somebody, like my kids are going to be screaming or like my dogs are going to be barking and my dogs are always crazy. And also I found that I had like a couple of girls that are just super shy, and I knew that they were backing away from the calls because they're super shy. So I was like, how can I kind of like modify that to fit more people on my team? So I came up with the idea of doing three-way messenger chats. They'll message their potential distributors and they'll be like, hey, I was talking to my leader about you and we both think you'd be like super amazing at this business. Would you have like 10 minutes to chat with her over Messenger, like just super easy? And I found more potentials are saying yes, because if they're anything like me, they don't like getting on the phone. Like, I don't even call. I beg my mom to make my own doctor's appointments. I don't like getting on the phone. I just don't. So I found more potentials are saying yes. If you can get people on the phone, do it, because I think it's different. Or you could also send voice messages if you're doing these three-way chats so they can hear your voice. But I think getting somebody on the phone, they can't just hang up on you. I mean, they can, but they probably won't. So you have them in a position where they like have to answer your questions and they can't as easily ignore you. But for people you feel like you cannot get on the phone, this is a good way, like a good backup plan. So then they'll add me into a chat with this person. They'll introduce me just like on the calls. They'll be like, hey, this is my double diamond leader, Taylor. Like I said, we both think you'll be amazing at this business. So she'll tell you a little bit about her story and then answer any questions you might have. So I have like I'll be like, hey, how are you? How are you doing today? Whatever. And then I'll be like, okay, so like I'll start out by telling you my story. And then we just get into the conversation. And I know I'm good at sealing the deal. Like, I've always enrolled a lot of distributors. I've been a top enroller many a times. So I know how to seal the deal. So why not get in a chat with my team and their potentials and seal the deal for them? Because I already know I seal the deal all the time, enrolling distributors for myself in Messenger like a champ. So why not get myself, my distributor, and their potential and just seal the deal for them? And they'll just chime in here and there. Like if we talk about Christmas cash, they'll be like, yes, I just earned $300 in bonuses. Or when we talk about anything, they just chime in little bits and pieces. But for the most part, I'm leading the conversation. So we've had distributors sign up on the spot, like a couple messages back and forth. They're on the team. We've had people set up dates and enroll on those dates. We've gotten people who were barely interested before now considering it. So whatever kind of step they're at, we're getting them like 10 steps closer to joining. And I think just having that third party involved, to me, they're the outsider. They're like the minority of the conversation. So you have like the one person who's not in the business and the two people that are. So I think it just helps to have that extra person, like, yes, validating, like, everything she's saying is absolutely true, and everything I've been telling you, like, then I come into the conversation and tell them the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? So just having that third person there helps so much. So then when we enroll the person, I jump into training them right away. So I'm, sending them, I have 3 videos I send right away. If you want those videos, comment below this post and I'll tell you what they are. And I'm giving them their first post. So I'm doing their beginning training right off of the bat, and I'm helping my distributor help them get their first wins right away. So this person's earning their shopping spree. My distributor's earning their bonus. Both of them are getting Christmas cash. And it's helped growing my chart, fill my team, fill their charts, fill their team all together. Because again, I know I'm good at enrolling, but I also know I'm very good at training new distributors. And then, so not only am I helping them train their team, but then they can go back to that chat as reference when they're training distributors down the road. Maybe then they enroll somebody the next day. I'll let them kind of take the reins on that one and be like, okay, so follow the conversation kind of like how we did it. And I'll still be in that chat and I can watch what they're doing and kind of like interject here and there. Like, okay, well, I would say this instead of that. So now I'm training people really well right off the bat. Everybody's teams are enrolling. And I'm training my distributors how to train while training. It's just working so good, you guys. Like, it's working awesome. Let me check my notes here to make sure I said. Oh, and another thing about these three-way chats, I can do 5 at a time. I can do 10 at a time. As fast as my little fingers can type, I can go back and forth between these messages and respond, very quickly between all of them. And I just love multitasking. I love the fact that I'm able to seal the deal with multiple people at once, with 5 conversations going at the exact same time. I just love that part of it. I just love it. I love it. Okay. Plus my team's watching how I seal the deal. So not only are they getting to watch me train, but they're watching how I seal the deal so they can be like, okay. And it's like live time. So they're thinking in their head when somebody responds to something, okay, well, maybe I would say this. And then they see what I say. It allows them to go through the thinking process and then see the correct response, if that makes sense. So I like that part of it too. I'm just making sure I get all my notes out here. And then also in those three-way chats, I can help them follow up. I feel like people feel more like they have to respond when there are 2 people waiting on them in the chat. Like, they'll leave me on red all day, but if we have another person in the chat and I tag them in it, I feel like more often than not they're responding because they feel like they have to more than if they're just ignoring one person, if that makes sense. So these chats are they're awesome. So I'm giving my team the goal to set up 3 three-way chats on Messenger with me like every 2 days. So this is also pushing them to get in contact with their potential distributors more often. Because if they have the goal set that they have to get 3 chats with me before Friday at midnight, today is Wednesday, they're going to be going through their messages like, oh my gosh, I have to find someone that's going to say yes. Because I'm like chatting them like, hey, do you have another chat with me? You have until tomorrow to get your last 2. And so I'm like following up with them about following up with their potentials, if that makes sense. So they're getting a lot more potential distributors. They're following up better. They're getting more enrollments. My triple chart went from having like 70 spots left to being in the 50s in less than a week from this. So it's awesome. It's working. We're enrolling people. So I'm going to kind of switch gears and talk about training. The other way that I'm doing this is to like get the team fired up again. So I'm just going to give an example. Like if I have an Emerald leader, a Ruby leader, and an executive leader. I'm working with that Emerald leader. And so I'll message her Ruby leader. And I'll be like, hey, Jessica or whatever, Katie's ready to promote. And she's ready to go diamond and we want you to be her emerald. Like, are you ready to run and promote with us? Like, for real. Like, this is our time. We're promoting right now. Are you coming with us or not? And she'll be like, oh my gosh, yes. Like, I'm so ready. I'll be like, okay, when do you have time to video chat? And so in the three-way chat in Messenger, you can all join the video and you can all talk together. And I'll just kind of like start out by like seeing what she thinks about her chart, what her ideas are, and I might like correct her a little bit. I want to see who she thinks her strongest leg is. I want to see if she enrolled distributors, where she thinks she would like place next. And I want an idea about her chart. I'm going to ask her stuff like which leg has the strongest group volume, who enrolls the most. So making sure we're on the same page about her team. And of course, I'm going to have my eSuite pulled up and I'm going to be looking at all of this. So that way we can kind of make a game plan for where we're going next. And then I'll give both of them the goals. So I'll say you both need to complete your steps to success in the next 2 weeks. And I want you all to schedule, and you can give whatever goals you want, but I'm giving them 3-way calls in the next 2 days. So they're doing that. I've kind of give the idea, like you said, you're willing to do whatever. That's another good way to word it too. Like, are you willing to do whatever it takes to get to emerald, to diamond, to whatever? Because then whatever goals you give them, it's kind of like already implied that they'll do whatever it takes to get there. And then you kind of just keep up that expectation. Like you said, you were willing to do anything. Let's go. So that's good. And then I can check in on that group chat and be like, okay, ladies, how's it going? Do you have your steps to success complete? Are you getting closer? Where are those 3-way chats? Like, just, and be nice about it. Like, I'm not bossy pants, but like just keeping them fired up. And then, so I'll have that Emerald and Ruby leader reach out to their executive and do the same thing. And then the Ruby and the executive will reach out to her for 100 boxes. So in all of this, I'm also teaching layered leadership. So who should be reaching out to who's keeping who in check, who's helping keep these people in check, and layering down goals. So everybody's staying fired up, everybody's checking in on their teams, everybody's checking each other's Facebook and Instagram, setting up like a line of accountability partners, what is that called? A calling tree almost, of fired up, a calling tree of fired up, and it's awesome. And everybody's enrolling so much. And then, so on top of doing those 3-way chats, and then if I find anybody who I had one girl, she messaged that and she had one person respond. And I said, okay, well, we'll just work on training that one person. And she kind of needed more beginning training. She never got started. So, I've been taking time every single day to add to her training. And now she's finally messaging people, she's posting, she's following up with people, and I'm having her send me screenshots, me and the other leader. She's sending us screenshots of her conversations, and we're able to walk her through conversations together in these 3-way chats. So we're building her confidence. And this is a girl that was never posting. She never sent out a single message. But that message just got her fired up. I'm like, are you ready to actually get started? Let's do this. And now she's working. And I'm excited because she's super close to getting her first enrollment ever. And it's awesome. It's awesome. And you can just see her confidence building. So it works to get people started again too. But you have to keep the messages fired up. You can't just message in there for one day, because they'll fall right off again. You want to keep up until they have a good routine going and start their own leadership, if that makes sense. So what was I going to say after that? I was going to say something super duper important. Oh, the other thing I'm doing is I posted on my team page and I said, okay, for real, who's ready to promote? Who is legit ready to do whatever it takes to get to diamond? Who's you'd cut your arm off and eat it to get there. That's the kind of urgency. And I had probably 10 people say yes. But you know what? That's 10 people that I added into a chat and I labeled it runners with a diamond. And I give them tasks every hour. Every single hour. I have alarms that go off just to give them tasks. Follow 50 people. Message 25. Every other hour, I'm like, what's your post for the hour? Is your life post making me cry? What else do I say in there? And then we shout out every time we get an enrollment. We'll say boom LC or boom DT. It's kind of like a boom chat, but it's just specifically for runners. And if they stop responding and they aren't completing the tasks, and I'll see if they're not posting because I check up on these people. I remove them because it's for runners only, and I'm not letting the fire in that chat die. It's just not happening. And like every single day, there's a handful of enrollments from just that chat alone. Like these girls are kicking some serious booty, and it's awesome. And I think it's just like having all that fire in one chat, and a lot of them like precise exact goals. And I'm giving them high goals. And I think it's just like they love completing them. It's awesome. So that's another way that I'm getting my team fired up, and they're keeping each other fired up, which is awesome. So that's how I'm using these chats. That was a lot. That was supposed to be a quick video. It was like 15 minutes. That's pretty quick, I guess. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Just comment on this post below, and I will tell you whatever you want to hear. Whatever you want to, not what you want to hear, but what you need to know, probably. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope I didn't talk too fast. I know I talk really, really fast. So if you need me to repeat anything, just let me know. All right, I love you guys. Utilize these three-way chats, these training chats. I mean, you're really going to be surprised in how they help you with your business. All right, I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.